Hey, me, Callie Carroll. Good morning, sunshine.
Morning, sunshine. Good morning, sunshine.
Oh, good morning, sunshines. Daily dose of perspective. Good morning, sweet baby sunshines.
Good morning, sunshines. Let's get started.
Good morning, sunshines. Oh, you guys want to watch something really cool? If you're listening, I'll describe to you what I'm doing. I'm taking a step back. I'm putting both arms out to the side, and I am raising my left arm over my head, to the front, back, around, in circles. Look at this. Out to the side and down, up to the front and down. Up, military press. What? I know what you're thinking. What the hell are you talking about, Callie? Guys, I injured my shoulder in May, the end of May, the mid end to May, right before my kids gave up technology. I don't know. It was already kind of hurting. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a daily dose of perspective. We're talking about healing. It will make sense in a minute. Just follow along. Say good morning, sunshine in the comments. Hashtag GMS, wherever you're watching or listening. Say something you're grateful for. Maybe it's that you have mobility in your left arm. Watch this. Oh, I can't do that one. That was bad. I can't break dance yet. In your left arm. That's what mine is today. Just don't do that move again. And that's gonna change transition your state of being to a more happy physical state. Okay, so it was just a wee few months ago. June, July, August, September, October, November. It was like 6 months ago. And my shoulder had already been kind of hurting because I didn't work out for 2 years during my baby's diagnosis. And just it was like a lot to be a caretaker. And also I didn't mentally have the capacity. And then I went back to the gym last October and I discovered dance classes like a year ago right now. And I was like, yes, this is my happy space. Also, I had no muscle mass and I was flailing my arms around. And I'm like this, like all of us are, instead of like this, like you're supposed to be, which is shoulders up versus shoulders down, like for your form. And so my shoulders were hurting a little bit. So then I go camping and I fall out of the camper one fine day and catch myself pop on my shoulder. And then I couldn't use it for quite a while. I don't think I did any sort of gym time for like 6 weeks. Went to different things for like doctor's appointments, doing an MRI and trying to figure stuff out. And like, yeah, like the sheet thing is like frayed and you've got like bursitis and arthritis and blah, 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 a bunch of itises, but probably nothing surgical. Like you're going to have to rehab your body into being able to use your shoulder again. So what I did obviously is canceled all of my physical therapy appointments with Kaiser because that's what you do, and started seeing my boy Justin. He's a fascial therapist, is what I'm going to call him. He does other things too. He's in Colorado. If you guys get injured, you got to see him. It's teamwork therapy. He's amazing. And so he started doing this stuff where he was like going in and like basically bringing blood flow back to the areas, especially this one in my armpit that he did, like release my armpit. So now I can lift and move my arms. And also at the same time, he instructed me how I could start lifting slow, like low amounts, very low amounts. This was after about 3 months. Just my lower back and working on this, like straightening, tightening, and toning. What am I stepping in? Just like a pile of sugar or syrup under my feet. That's not comfortable. Why? Let's just pick that up. If we did that, it's probably me. Anyways, so I've been working on my lower back in different area, and throughout and over the last 6 months, I've gone from not being able to lift. I mean, like so much as a can of soup, like trying to do my hair, couldn't move my arm for a good 6 weeks. Then I could barely lift. Then I could like kind of like start to maneuver in some different directions to being able to move my arm around. Now, can I lift like weights like that? No, not yet. But healing takes time, which is the point of today's conversation. So let's get to that. But first, let me tell you guys why I was thinking about this just now. And I was like, you know what? You should just jump on, just do a live video right now. Let's like, let's go. I was trying to, okay. My husband took out the trash. And it's been like a request ever since. There were some benefits to having my arm hurt. And one of those was I've asked him to just always take out the trash because it was too heavy. Like I still actually can't do that movement very well, but like lifting things or holding things with his arm, I just couldn't do. So since that point, 6 months ago, that's been his chore. And I love not taking out the trash. So today he was leaving and I said, hey, just one real quick request. Could you take out the trash before you go? And he did. And then I looked over and both trash cans don't have trash bags in it, but the trash is gone. Did he take it out? Absolutely. Thank you. Grateful. And also I just thought it was comical that there were no trash bags in it. So finished up that job and I was like, we should talk about healing because that takes time, which leads me to one more story. And it's still all coming together. Okay. Uh, Currently, my dad has some different injuries going on, and this is just funny. Like it just cracked me up. And I think this was for the calf, for the shoulder, the back. I'm not really sure. It was for his, behind his knee, and he's like, he's like, I don't know. I'm gonna give up. I don't know what to do. For the last 3 days, I've been standing on the stairs and I've been doing my stretches. I mean, like for a minute at a time. Like I'll do it multiple times a day for 3 days, and it's still the same. And I was like, you don't say. You don't you don't say. You didn't heal in 3 days' time doing that like total of 10 minutes worth of work. That's just wild. It's wild, right? Anybody else with me? Okay, so here's the real deal. Healing takes time in all different areas of our life and our body and our form, physically, emotionally, right? It takes time. And when you have any sort of I've been using the word trauma because I guess it's just like a trigger word right now, but when you have it's the right word, an incident, an occasion, something that like sparks this hurt in your world, it generally is going to take time to move through it and to build up different muscles around it so that you can start to get maybe back where you once were, or maybe to a new space of mobility that you're getting used to. I'm using the word mobility as if it's a body part, but this could be our brain and our mind and our hearts and our souls too, right? So like in the physical world, I think about when I my sublux, my whatever this like ligament was right here. If you guys were following back then, I decided to take pole classes. They were fun and challenging, and like got the gymnast in me to like try to like hang sideways on poles. But my brain thought that I was way stronger than I really was at the time. So I was like just doing some little move. I got to clean this spora. I was doing this one like little move, and then my arm just popped out. So I didn't have use of my left arm for an entire year, between surgery and healing and like having to wait for that to to mend itself. And still to this day, you guys, my new normal after healing from that type of injury is that I know that I could never do a class like that, but I can feel how the tendon works differently. I can't do a whole lot of like push-ups where I'm in this sort of position. And my body and my structure is permanently morphed and changed because of this injury or trauma that my body received. So, two different things that we're talking about here today. Could this be about your physical injury and you're just being impatient? Sure. It could be. Actually, we're going to move this to three different things. But let's talk more about the different emotional traumas or injuries you've been through, and how some of us just want to move through it so quickly. We want to do 3 days of calf stretches and expect to be better just right after that. But I did this for so many days, right? So we want this instant gratification. And have I wanted to use my arm for the last 6 months? You bet your happy ass I have. But it's just not the reality of what I was going through, right? You want to be on the other side of healed from whatever trauma you've experienced, heartbreak, heartache situation, and it takes time. But it doesn't only take time. If I could have let 6 months pass, not gone to see my fascial therapist, Mr. Justin, not done my exercises, not been strengthening Tony, not working on this. I have to do this all the time. I have to like drop my shoulders, pull them back, and like work on like a full new posture instead of being like this all the time. And I mean like consistently being aware and present of doing the activities and the things that are supporting me in healing. If you're going through an emotional trauma, there are still things that will support you in healing and moving through that. And just time alone, I don't know, maybe there are certain things where just time alone is going to, time heals all wounds. But times with proactive and intentional action are going to be so much more supportive in your journey. And I can't tell you exactly what that means because I don't know what sort of trauma or instance or thing that you're going through, but like just some examples that I can come up right off the top of my head is going to be daily gratitude. No matter what sort of trauma that you're going through, for you to move your heart space into something that's finding and receiving light with intention, and for you to continue to allow your brain the freedom to move in, right, to this space more easily and readily, because upon trauma, a lot of times, you guys, we can go a negative direction and it just sucks us in. Like, it's hard not to just get to that other side where we're always there. So consistent gratitude, consistent journaling, getting our emotions and our thoughts out there. This does it. Like, maybe you're very angry. You're angry at the world. You're angry at whatever, whomever, however, you're angry about the situation. And it doesn't necessarily take us like going and physically, bitching out that person, that situation, screaming at them. Sometimes you do need some confrontation and some resolution there, but there's a lot of times there's not resolution. A lot of times that person has already moved on and you're the only one harboring the anger, so you're the one getting burned. You know how we talk about like holding a hot coal that you intend to throw at someone, but really your own hand is frying off and they're just over like, what are you even like being so angry about? They're doing their own life right now. So one way to get that out is by journaling, just getting your emotions onto paper. And it could be, you might be scribbling it out, you might be scratching it out, you might rip it up afterwards, you might throw it in fire, which we've done before safely, please, you guys, with our different programs, where you're allowing yourself to let go and release those emotions and those thoughts. Have you ever been in an argument with someone and you just like you marked up a text, you're like, okay, I'm gonna prepare a text, and then a couple days later, like, oh, I'm gonna change the text a little bit, and then like a week later, you're just like, what was I? I'm not even gonna send it. I've moved through that just by getting it out there. I didn't even have to press the send button. So the same thing with the trauma that you're experiencing in terms of like journaling, just getting out that emotion. So practicing gratitude, having journaling, self-care in terms of making sure that you're giving your body the opportunity to lower your cortisol levels and find more states, like a state of relax, like we talked about a couple days ago or sometime recently, that gratitude can do as well. But like, for me, like a state of meditation, if you can afford the time, which we all can, to be still and allow yourself to just try to let go. If you need support with that, going to see someone physically to do a Reiki treatment where they actually lay you down for an hour, and you're not talking for an hour, you're laying there and they're like working on moving your energy, but you still get to be in this space, even if you've never tried it. You're like, that seems like weird, but where you have the relaxing music and environment and quiet and calm, and just to be able to feel like the buzz of your body, that can really give yourself the calm, the quiet, the clarity, as well as just giving your system a reset, which can be very supportive. These are all the little tools. This is like all the little physical therapy that you can do as you're moving through your trauma. Getting out in nature, getting outside and connecting with the sounds and the sights that are around you can be very therapeutic. You don't have to go hiking to the Colorado mountains. You can if you want, but you could literally just walk up and down the street to be able to breathe in the fresh air of nature. Um, laughter. Laughter is a huge component of healing. And some of us kind of just like forget what that's like, especially when we're in that state. Like, I don't remember intentionally finding laughter throughout my trauma period. It's not one of the things that was forefront of my mind. I was thinking more about the gratitude, the self-care, the journaling, those different pieces, right? The positive personal development, just trying to keep my mind in a certain space, affirmations, like really talking to myself and what I was stepping into, visualization of what you want your life to become. I'm sorry, I just gave you a whole bunch more. But the laughter I kind of forgotten about. And it's so simple, you guys. This could just be time with friends. Maybe it's times to reminisce a different time. That's okay. Maybe it's times to do movie quotes. Maybe it's watching a comedy special or listening to the comedy channel on the radio if they still have such a thing. I'm sure like Spotify has one of those. And just giving yourself, or watching funny reels, right? Giving yourself a time and space to have a different endorphin release from the laughter that's there. And the other piece is like making sure, I would say, like one of the final ones I want to go into, because there's a lot of different tools and physical therapies, mental therapies for going through and getting through trauma in your life, would be to make sure that you're not ignoring the emotions that arise. Just It's not bad to feel angry. It's not bad to feel sad. It's not bad to feel anything. But if we don't allow ourselves to like look at the emotion, and when you do this, if you can try to separate yourself, if you can try to pull yourself back and realize you are not depressed, you are feeling depressed. You can see the depression that's lying in your body. Like it's there, but that's not you. You're your own entity. You're not any of those different things. You're not anxiety. You're not fear. You're not sadness. You're experiencing those things. And that means you're not going to like just take it and like jam it down, jam it, try to pull it in and jam it down, but see it for what it is. And this is from The Greatest Secret. One of like, I really enjoy this book by Rhonda Byrne. The practice that she shows and she teaches where you welcome something. Okay, so like I welcome this space. Like I'm in a space of fear right now. I see you. Okay, I'm going to acknowledge you, and then I'm going to allow for you to like pass through and go away. So it's like I see you, and that might require you going to a place where you do like the breaking of stuff, or you're screaming into a cup or into your pillow, or maybe you need to go to a kickboxing class and you need to move some of this energy throughout your body. That's awesome too. But like giving yourself the space to be in those emotions, but not to stay in those emotions, to see them, be with them, allow them to leave your body, and then go back to your next practice, your gratitude, your laughter, your journaling, your nature, your exercise, something else that's going to support you get back to your endorphins and your positive state of being. And with these different things, I mean, this is after going through all of those, it's like, yeah, you think you can heal in 3 days from doing a couple, you're like, well, I meditated for 2 minutes. I stared at the candle and like blew on the flame, like you guys say to do. I did that. I journaled kind of like I wrote in my text notes for a couple minutes. I sat outside for 5 minutes. I did that all since Monday. I don't know what day it is. Since Monday, I've been doing that. I don't feel better. Healing takes time. And that's what today's daily dose of perspective is just about. It's just a reminder that you're doing great. You're doing awesome. You're doing your best. And your best today is different than what your best was last year. I don't care what you say. Like you're a different person than you were a year ago. Hopefully you're learning, or you're growing, or you're going through things, and you continue to shift and change. So your best today is different than it was. Maybe it's better than it was then. Maybe it's not as good as it was then, but it's your best now. And you're doing an amazing job. Just recognize as you're going through whatever you're going through that it's like going through an injury. And if you haven't been through one, you can write me a message. I've been through plenty: ankle surgery, knee surgery, arm stuff, ankle stuff, heel stuff, just so many of them. And I can tell you, I don't know any that healed overnight. It took time. It took intentional action. It took rest. It took a different perspective, and it took me diving into the tools and the therapies, with quotes around it, that I had at my fingertips. And the same goes for whatever you're going through right now. Yeah. Okay, you guys want me to show you any more moves that I can do with my arm? Somebody saw me in class today at the end of our Pilates class. Oh, which is just so fantastic. And she's like, you were, I was listening like 5-pound weights like this. I was like, I know, I was getting after it. I'm pretty ripped now. I'm not, you guys. I can still barely lift any amount of weight, but I know that I'm consistently getting better. So I won't show you any more moves. Okay. Guys, I love you. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I really enjoy sharing and speaking, and hopefully maybe making you think about things a little bit differently, or providing you with a reminder that you needed to hear today. So don't forget, perspective reveals miracles, and I love you guys. Bye.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.